We are rolling. I don't even know where to start in this video. I would recommend watching my video about herbs, maybe first, possibly, or maybe right after this. I take a good variety of them every single day, but just go watch that video for all the information on those, because I don't want to bore you. Okay, birth control. I'm jumping right in. Just a disclaimer, because you always got to do one on YouTube. I am not a health professional. I am very, very, very well knowledge on holistic and natural healing. That is all. Birth control. Let's talk about it. So I have been on regular just birth control pill. Got on that when I was around 15, 16 years old. I have done the NuvaRing. If anyone is familiar with that, I did that for maybe less than a year. Was not a fan. We will talk about that. And then I went on after that, like a low estrogen based birth control. Still wasn't a fan. I will be real with you guys. I am very pro alternative. I don't want to say I'm anti birth control pills, but they are horrible for the human body. Like horrible. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of shade for that, especially if someone's watching this and they're like, well, it's working for me. But it's like, it might externally feel like it, but internally you're literally stopping a natural process that happens in your body, and it's throwing so many other things off. So let's backtrack. Started birth control when I was like, I think I want to say 16. You know, everybody's body reacts a little differently. But if I missed one day, I would throw up the next morning. I was always throwing up. But there was a perk. My skin was clearing up so great. Birth control is really good for clearing acne. But it was slowly starting to make me gain weight as well. Throwing up, I was gaining weight. The truth is, birth control actually makes you crave sugar. You can do your research on it. I'm not about to sit here and give you the Google page that you could just Google. You're messing with the hormonal levels of your body. Things are going to go wrong. Maybe not right now in this minute, but they will. So after pill wasn't really working out, the next form of birth control was the NuvaRing. The NuvaRing. Okay, so the NuvaRing, if anyone's familiar, was that little like circular rubbery thing insert into your body. That wasn't a painful thing, but my body reacted poorly with that as well. Whenever I was in the heat, again, was throwing up a lot. I remember one day I was at the beach all day, felt sick to my stomach like all day. Threw up at the beach. Not a good time. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. I remember I called my gynecologist and I was like, I don't know what's going on, girl, but this ain't working out. And she was like, oh, it can't be the NuvaRing. No, it has to be something you ate. When I tell y'all, I hung up the phone with her, took that thing out, and 10 minutes later felt perfectly fine. I was like, oh, I am done. I am over you, birth control. We are breaking up. But you know, a bad relationship, you always come back. I think a couple months later, maybe, I was like, all right, well, I'll do a very low form of estrogen, because I felt like maybe that was the issue. Like maybe these were too high doses. A low-key birth control, you know? My body still didn't agree with it. It just, more than the others, actually made me gain more weight. And I had a lot of like mood swings, and like I could just feel like I wasn't myself. So I have been off birth control now for, I want to say, since 2013, maybe about 5 years. But the thing with anything, even the way you eat, any type of habit you've done, it takes a long time to undo. Anybody knows that with a habit. It takes a minute. So I think I'm still to this day reversing what was done for like 3 to 4 years. So with all that happened, I was diagnosed, which sounds very dramatic, with PCOS, which is a super, I mean, insanely popular diagnosis to a lot of women that are on birth control or got off birth control. Polycystic ovary syndrome. Sounds lovely. Because of this is the whole reason I got into herbs. So basically for me, my symptoms were, and again, you can do your research, maybe I'll have some links down below. It affects every woman a little differently. So for me, I didn't start noticing the symptoms probably until like 6 months off of birth control. The main thing was very, very sharp pains, specifically in my ovaries. Now I know that sounds crazy to be like, ah, my ovary hurts. Like that sounds crazy. When you know, you know. I would like sneeze or twist really hard. Like if I happen to like twist or like get up too fast, any kind of like pressure that happened to like that area of my body, it would be like someone was freaking stabbing my ovary. Very quick, sharp pain, but I mean, it would just like freeze my whole day. Like I'd be like, oh, hey, all right. Excuse me, my earring just flew out of my ear. When I went back to get diagnosed, it was like, oh yeah, you have these little tiny cysts on your ovaries, and when you sneeze or you twist or whatever that pressure is, they're like, you know, about to burst or they're bursting or whatever. She was like, I recommend going back on the pill to remove the pain. Girl, I'm not trying to mask the problem. I'm trying to solve the problem. And I started looking at alternatives. So the first herb that I got on that tremendously, I still take to this day, every single day, is black cohosh. cohosh. It tremendously helped me. I don't think I finished that sentence. It is a very popular healing herb for the reproductive system, but I've been on that since I got off birth control. Maybe the past, 5 years I've been on black cohosh, and like I can tell, like I'll run out and maybe not have a chance to go to the store. I can like literally feel that something's wrong. Like it's crazy. The herbs really be working, y'all. If you treat your body right, you can't eat ice cream, take herbs, and think that, oh, well, the herbs will solve everything. The ice cream won't have any effect on my ovaries or anything else in my body except my taste buds. It doesn't stop here when you eat, okay? I just want to make that message so big and so clear. Like when you eat something, it doesn't stop at your taste buds. Even when you're done eating, you're not done eating. Your body's still eating. I just want everyone to know and share this video because so many people need to know this information. Sorry for all the yelling. The combination of black cohosh as well as kelp, which has a lot of iodine in it. Red raspberry is super healing, specifically again for the reproductive system. Those would be like my top 3 that I would say to get started with if you have reproductive issues. This doesn't go just for anyone who has PCOS. Like if you have very brutal periods or any type of reproductive issue, I recommend those 3. Definitely black cohosh if I'm going to recommend any of them, just because I significantly have noticed how much my PCOS is like down. I don't want to sit here and say that I've healed PCOS because that's a big statement to make and I still have work that I'm undoing and doing, but I would say that it is at like the lowest. I don't have the pain barely anymore. The only time I do experience the pain in my ovaries is when I'm not eating right, but I am plant-based. That also has made a huge impact on my reproductive health. When I cut dairy out of my life, significantly changed my reproductive system. My periods have never been super painful, but I mean they are a breeze now. The most thing that happens is I get a little sleepy, get a little cranky. That's really it. But cutting out dairy just was like a huge thing for me, and I highly recommend to anybody who's experiencing like very painful periods or any kind of issues with the uterus and whatnot. So my current birth control, I'm single. Oh man, that's not a good joke, but it's the truth. So for those who are currently on a birth control pill or some type of birth control, tell us your experience, or if you've experienced anything similar to anything I've talked about today. I would love to create a discussion in the comments about this, because I feel like as women, some of us don't even, and it's okay, it's totally fine, but a lot of us don't even really know our bodies that well and know what birth control is exactly doing to us. Like we're just like, oh well, I can have sex and not have a baby. Sure, I'll take the pill. It is not really as beneficial in the long run as it may seem right now in this moment. By all means, it's your body, your decisions, but I just recommend at least taking the step to look into other alternatives. I think that's all I'm gonna say in this video before it gets too long and too ranty. If there are any other topics you wish that I would speak on or talk about, please comment those down below as well. I could talk health and wellness, natural health and wellness all day long. This is me from my experience and what I have researched, and I'm just sharing. That is it. That is all. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.